What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. Listen, man, if you itched yesterday from watching all them bug videos, I'm right back at you with another one. hey, I'm going through it with you, so don't feel bad, all right? So listen, we're going to get into the 10 most dangerous insects alive today, all right? So pay attention to that. And then we're going to get into the animals that have saved humans from danger. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, man. And y'all say y'all liking these videos, man, but it take a lot to do these videos, man. Some of these videos be super cringeworthy, but we're going to get through it. Here we go.
It's been said that for every human, there are 200 million insects. With that in mind, insects heavily outweigh the human population. With those vast numbers, there's bound to be some insects that can cause a problem to us, either through their bites or stings. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the most dangerous insects in the world, as well as the insects that deliver the most painful bites and stings. So let's get cracking. Tarantula Hawk. Tarantula hawks are neither hawks
I don't like nothing that has the word tarantula in it.
nor tarantulas, but these 5-centimetered wasps do have a strong relationship with tarantulas. They hunt down the creepy crawly, then proceed to sting it. This paralyzes the tarantula. The hawk then drags the vulnerable spider into its burrow. It lays an egg on top of the spider. When the egg becomes a larva, it then consumes the still alive tarantula. It's pretty horrifying. Tarantula hawks can be found all over the world, but around 250 various tarantula hawk species are found in South America. They tend to avoid humans and are often docile, but if it's cornered, it will strike. Its sting is considered one of the most painful out of all the insects. It's rated highly on Dr. Justin Schmidt's Sting Pain Index. It's been said that the sting stops you from doing anything besides scream. The pain will continue for around 4 minutes. Then it thankfully subsides, but it can be sore for a while afterwards. There's only one other species that Schmidt describes as more painful, but more on that later. If you spot a tarantula hawk in the wild, best to stay well away. Maricopa
You see the size? Like, that tarantula just overpowers in size, but he still took him down like it was nothing.
harvester ant. Maricopa harvester ants, or its Latin name Pogonomyrex maricopa, is an ant that can be found regularly in the United States, particularly in the southern states, such as Arizona. They're also found within Central America. Like a lot of ants, they are fearlessly protective of their colony. If they find someone near their nest, they will attack. However, the Maricopa harvester ant is a lot more aggressive. On top of that, not only do they have a ferocious bite, but they also have a stinger. They bite down on the victim with their mandibles, then use the stinger when they're in a good position. A stinger that is believed to contain the most toxic insect venom in the world. It's a bit of a double threat. A single sting is said to be 20 times more potent than a honeybee. The venom also contains a pheromone that causes other ants in the area to attack. While Maricopa harvester ants,
They not only sting you, but they signal for their homies to come sting you too, bro. Come get some of this.
aren't usually a threat to humans, in certain situations they could be, such as a human having an allergic reaction to the ant's sting. But mostly they just cause a lot of pain. However, the pain could last up to a week. Executioner wasp. It might look like a wasp that's cosplaying in Wolverine's brown suit, but it's not something to be taken lightly. Schmidt's scale doesn't include the frighteningly named executioner wasp. We can only imagine the reason is because Schmidt hasn't experienced the sting. Also known as the Polistes carnifex, this species of paper wasp can be found in Central and South America. It's one of the largest paper wasp
So what I'm learning is to stay away from these areas.
species in the area, with a body of up to 3 centimeters in length. On the plus side, it has a very small nest, with between 4 to 13 adults with one queen to rule the hive. In 2018, Coyote Peterson from the YouTube channel Brave Wilderness decided to find out how bad the pain really is. As soon as the venom was injected into his arm, Peterson was writhing about the floor in agony. His arm muscles began to seize as the pain turned into a burning sensation. He described the sting as the worst he's ever experienced. The area of his arm where he was stung is said to have left a scar. With a response like that, it's probably a good idea that Schmidt didn't try this out for himself.
Why? Why did you need to do that? Why did you need to do that? You just had to feel... Makes no sense to me, man.
Killer bees. Africanized bees, or killer bees, first came into existence in 1956. Brazilian scientists imported African honeybees in an attempt to breed a more productive strain of bees in South America.
So, like, a lot of this stuff is a lot older than some of us. I said some of us, not all of us, but some of us, like myself, they are way older.
However, the imported bees escaped the lab. Soon, jailbreak bees bred with European honeybees in the area and created the hybrid killer bees. The name suggests a remorseful species, which is accurate. They're said to be more aggressive than the European honeybees. Killer bees have been known to hunt a perceived threat for up to a quarter of a mile. When they believe their nest is in danger, killer bees react a lot more quickly and in more numbers than normal bees. On the plus side, the killer bees are smaller than most bees though, and as a result, they don't contain as much venom individually. But their vast numbers soon make up for that. Stung humans can get dizziness, pain, headaches, rashes, and nausea from the venom. In more serious cases, it can lead to respiratory distress and renal issues. This species soon spread out from South America. The killer bee has now made appearances in North America, especially around the southern states. Mosquitoes. These little critters can be found all over the world, however they can be most commonly found in tropical regions. Mosquitoes don't possess a painful sting per se, but the sting can cause a lot of issues for people. Mosquitoes are considered one of the most dangerous insects on the planet. After all, they have been harbingers of disease. As they go from person to bite, they can also infect said person with a serious illness from someone before. Malaria, West Nile virus, Zika virus, and dengue fever are just a handful of serious diseases mosquitoes can spread. Hundreds of millions of people all over the world contracting mosquito-borne disease every single year. But on the bright side, not every species of mosquito is a carrier of a nasty disease. Sometimes they're just a regular nuisance. The normal bite from a mosquito can leave the area inflamed and itchy. A pharmacy-purchased cream can help alleviate those annoying symptoms, but if you feel unwell after a nibble from a mosquito, go and seek medical advice, just to be on the safe side. Driver ant. The driver ant's main claim to fame came in the form of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. While the events of that scene are exaggerated, it still gives us a decent idea of what these beasts are actually capable of. Driver ants, also known as doorless, are mostly found in Central and East Africa and certain parts of Asia. Driver ants also have the biggest colony in the world. Often there will be...
Stay away from any place that has Central in it. That's what we're learning right now. Central America, Central Africa, any place that has Central in it.
22 million of the ants in their nest. If that's not concerning enough, the species are known to consume anything edible in their path. If an unsuspecting insect or small animal enters their path, well, soon they'll find themselves swarmed by the ants. Driver ants do have stingers, like most ants. However, it's their bites that are used more often. The bites will be so strong that some tribes in Africa will use driver ants to help suture wounds. They force the ants to bite down on either side of the wound and then pull the ant away, leaving only the head embedded. The driver ants are able to plan and coordinate their attacks, almost as though they're part of some hive mind. If you see a swarm of large ants, probably best to run the other way.
Facts.
ASP Caterpillar. An asp caterpillar resembles a sentient toupee, but appearances can be deceptive. In this case, very much so. Also known as Megalopyge opercularis, the asp caterpillar can be found in Central America and the southern states of the US, such as Florida and Virginia. Underneath their magnificent hair are many venomous spines. The spines will stick into a person's skin. For the next 12 hours, that person is going to be in incredible pain. The pain has been likened to the feeling of a broken bone. The pain can also feel like a burning sensation. In more severe cases, people have experienced chest pains, numbness, and difficulty breathing. For one teenager in 2018, it could have been a lot worse. By accident, Ryan Parrish made contact with this fuzzy bug in Georgia. The asp caterpillar only held onto his arm for mere moments, but 30 seconds later, Parrish reacted badly. He ended up going to the hospital after falling unconscious. Luckily, he managed to pull through and recover, but you can see the clear mark that the asp left on his arm. If you see that hairy blob on the watt,
why did they have to say Georgia? I was cool until they said Georgia. Now I gotta worry about this ASP caterpillar.
Definitely don't go pet it. Bullet ant. We're now at one of the most painful insect stings. The Schmidt Pain Index has the bullet ant at #1 with a rating of 4+. Also known as Paraponera clavata, this species of ant can be found in Central and South American rainforests. When a person is stung by a bullet ant, not only is it utterly painful, but it lasts for around 24 hours. On top of that, it's not unusual for people to experience swelling around the stung area, as well as in the lymph nodes in the neck. One tribe in Brazil uses these scary beasts as part of an initiation. When a boy in the group wants to get the status of a man, they're given a pair of handmade gloves. Woven inside the gloves are many bullet ants. The ants are sedated as the gloves are created, but once they're awake, the ritual begins. The boy then has to wear the ant-ridden gloves for 5 extremely painful minutes. He only has a layer of charcoal on his hands to protect him. The boy then has to go through this again, 20 times altogether over the course of several months. Yeah, I think I'd rather stay a boy for life in that case.
Facts, man. Like, bro, just let me just say I'm a man. Just get I don't need to, that look painful.
Asian giant hornet. Asian giant hornets are, as the name states, rather big. On average, their body is almost 5 centimeters in length. Just take a look at this picture. It's a bug that's dreamed up in nightmares. Even their stinger is intimidating at 6 millimeters in length. On top of that, the venom itself can damage tissue, even leading to severe swelling around the area. It's incredibly painful to be stung by this hornet. It's been described by teenagers as having a hot nail driven through the skin. Asian giant hornets are also the enemy of the honeybee. They've been shown to wipe out entire bee colonies in minutes. For perspective, the colonies can contain
minutes, bro. Minutes? They a gang. They a gang right there. That's what they are. You come in and you take over in minutes?
up to 8,000 bees. Due to their size, the hornets easily dominate their smaller counterparts. However, the bees have developed an interesting defense. They use their vast numbers and engulf the hornet, becoming a ball of bees. They then flap their wings and heat up the hornet inside the bee ball to around 46 degrees Celsius. The honeybees also increase the carbon dioxide around the hornet. After a brief time, the hornet perishes from the lethal combination. Kissing bug. Finally, we have the cutely named kissing bug. Also known as the Triatomine or vampire bug, these critters are found in warm climates, especially in Central America and the southern states of the US. They get their adorable nickname because of where they bite people. As they're attracted to carbon dioxide, the kissing bug will bite humans around the mouth as they sleep. They can be as large as 2.5 centimeters. Kissing bugs can be found in cracks around the house and outside. The bite itself isn't too dangerous. The bitten area can be itchy and swelling might happen. If people are allergic, the reaction can be much more severe though. But it's what some of the kissing bugs carry that's the main concern. Like mosquitoes, they often infect people with disease. In particular, the parasitic infection Chagas disease. It's estimated that 8 million people in Central and South America have contracted Chagas. The symptoms begin in a similar fashion to a mild flu. It can then lead to a chronic condition if it's not treated quickly. However, it is rare for the kissing bug to pass on this disease. Luckily, there are many factors that need to line up in order for the infection to work on humans. Meaning, it's probably not going to happen. But it could. And that's it. We feel a little itchy after making this video. Do you know any other insects?
You don't feel a little itchy after making this video, man. Let's watch some animals save some humans. Get away from these bugs for a second.
Animals attack humans without warning and put our lives in danger. And when there's no one else around, who's gonna come to your rescue? Well, get ready, because here are 5 true stories in which humans were actually rescued from deadly animal attacks, not by their fellow man, but by other animals. First up is the story of a hero canine who saved a little girl from what could have been a...
Yeah, a lot of times you hear about dogs stepping in and saving their owners a lot of times, man, from other animals, snakes, and different things like that. So I was expecting to see dogs on this list.
Deadly attack. Back in 2007, a then 17-month-old toddler was playing in the yard of her Cairns, Australia home, when suddenly the family's new dog seemed to start acting aggressively toward the baby, repeatedly pushing her. Turns out that the Doberman Pinscher, a formerly abused rescue dog named Khan, spotted a venomous king brown snake hiding in the grass near the girl who was about to strike her, which could have been lethal. Thinking quickly, the Doberman grabbed the girl by her diaper and flung her over his shoulder nearly 3 feet from the poisonous lizard, just as it was about to pounce. As a result, poor Khan took a snake bite to the leg, but the little girl was safe. Khan recovered from the bite after treatment from a vet, and his family was convinced that the act of heroism was a result of them rescuing him from euthanization just 4 days prior to the incident.
Wow. Rescued the dog. The dog ended up saving their daughter. Now that's a story that should be, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. That's That's crazy.
Afterwards, the valiant pup was given the apt nickname Khan the Wonder Dog. In September of 2011, a series of shark sightings forced officials to close the Fishhoek Beach in Cape Town, South Africa. But a 42-year-old man named Michael Cohen, no relation to the former lawyer, ignored the warnings and swam anyway, even telling officials, quote, "It's my life, it's my choice."
Okay, then don't call us when you out there and something grab you.
Quote, "Sure enough, Cohen was attacked by a great white shark who bit his leg. Two passers-by risked their own lives to rush into the water to save him. The great white sensed the chance for a 3-course meal and began rapidly lunging toward the 3 men. Just then, like something out of a Disney movie, witnesses say that before the shark could finish the job, an adorable furry seal intervened and began swimming circles around the 3 men to block the shark from attacking. The cuddly seal continued until the men waded to shore, where the victim was treated with first aid. Reports said that a power outage kept a shark spotter at a nearby lookout from sounding the alarm to warn Cohen a second time. But luckily for him, a defiant, slippery swimming mammal was there to help save him from becoming a great white lunch. Okay.
Look at him. Not only did he chance and risk his life, dummy, you put other lives at jeopardy too from trying to save you, dummy. God, stop being hard-headed, man. Them warnings are there for a reason. Take heed.
Okay, our next story is quite possibly the most unbelievable. In March of 2012, 69-year-old Robert Biggs of Paradise, California, set out on one of his usual Monday morning hikes along Whiskey Flat State Forest. At one point, Briggs was standing peacefully along a stream bank when suddenly something jumped on his back, knocking him to his knees. To his surprise, Biggs was being attacked by a ferocious mountain lion. Mountain lions, or cougars by the way, can weigh up to 220 pounds, that's 100 kilograms, can run as fast as 44 miles an hour, that's over 70 kilometers an hour.
You're not getting away from that.
And have one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom, with the ability to use their powerful jaws to crush the spines or skulls of their prey. Anyway, while the terrified Robert Briggs feared he was about to meet his doom, an unlikely hero appeared and attacked the mountain lion. Any guesses what it was? Nope, not
Bear? Maybe.
the family dog, and not a cute cuddly seal either, though that would have been something. Robert Briggs was saved by a mama black bear. The bear charged toward the lion and grabbed it by the neck. The old man was able to get away while the 2 wild beasts had at it. The mountain lion eventually submitting and running away. Amazing, but how did this happen? Was it just a stroke of luck? Well, yes and no. You see, Briggs had been observing the mama bear with her 2 young cubs all that morning. Apparently, the mountain lion had been stalking the cubs, wanting one for a snack, and Briggs had been getting in the way, so it attacked. Recognizing the large cat as a threat to her young cubs, the mama bear attacked the mountain lion, saving Robert Briggs's life. According to Briggs, after the attack, the mama bear
So Briggs was sticking his nose in something that the mountain lion deemed he shouldn't have been. So the mountain lion attacked him. See? There's always more to the story if you just continue to listen. Briggs, mind your business, bro.
calmly returned to her cubs. Surprisingly, Mr. Briggs said he planned to continue hiking in the area. Whales are considered some of the most emotionally intelligent animals on Earth, and our next story proves it. In September of 2017, a seasoned marine biologist named Nan Hauser was diving with and studying humpback whales off the Cook Islands in the South Pacific, when suddenly one of the 40-ton beasts swam toward her, and for several minutes, it nudged her forward with its closed mouth, then tucked her under its pectoral fin, and eventually maneuvered her out of the water with its back. Hauser was scared and confused at the time, even fearing for her life. But the gentle giant, whose species is considered the largest ever to inhabit our planet, was absolutely insistent that the 63-year-old get out of the water. When she finally surfaced and returned to her boat, that's when she saw it. A deadly tiger shark had been circling her and her crew. The whale was protecting her from an attack. The whole thing was caught on video, and Hauser and other scientists are convinced that the incident could be the first recorded instance of a whale showing altruism toward humans. Though some remain skeptic, Hauser herself says, quote, "I'm a scientist, and if anybody told me this story, I wouldn't believe it," end quote. But having lived through it, she's convinced the whale intentionally saved her life. Before we
Dang. Oh, man. Bro, somebody always watching over you, man. Because in them instances, when you make it out of it and realize what could have happened, you be like, shh, bro, almost died, fam, almost died.
We get to our number 1 animal rescue story, we couldn't help but give a quick honorable mention to an unlikely hero in the form of, ready for this, a house cat. You may have seen this viral security footage video from back in 2014, which shows a 4-year-old boy innocently riding a tricycle outside his family's home when suddenly he gets attacked by a crazy neighborhood dog, who violently grabs the boy off the tricycle, dragging and biting him. The whole thing could have been a lot more gruesome if not for the heroics of one Tara the house cat.
Yo, that cat is a beast. Yo, that cat came out there and rammed him like she was a linebacker. Hold on, we gotta see that again. Wait a minute, fam. We gotta see that again.
Gruesome, if not...
Yo, that was like Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis hit right there.
Biting him. The whole thing could have been a lot more gruesome if not for the heroics of one Tara the house cat.
But y'all know that dog had to die, right? He had to die. He had to die that day. I'm sorry at that point. He had to die.
Da-da-da! The video shows brave Tara charge the dog, pounce on him, and chase him from the scene. Way to go, kitty. You show that pooch who's boss. Okay, our last story is something out of a parent's worst nightmare. Way back in 1986, the Merritt family was visiting the Jersey Zoo on the Isle of Jersey in the UK. While trying to get a better look at the gorilla exhibit, young Levon Merritt, who was just 5 years old at the time, decided to climb the outer wall of the enclosure. It proved to be a mistake, as the young boy slipped and fell 20 feet into the pit below, snapping his arm and fracturing his skull in the process. Then, Levon's family and other zoo patrons watched in horror as a giant, 7-foot-tall, 250-pound silverback western lowland gorilla named Jumbo began to approach the injured boy. Gorillas can be fierce, violent, and highly territorial, especially silverbacks, and the horrified onlookers feared the worst. However, to the astonishment of the crowd, Jumbo began seemingly to pet and caress the young boy. Then, when the remaining dangerous wild gorillas began to approach the scene, Jumbo placed himself between them and the boy and took what behaviorists considered to be a protective stance. When Levon regained consciousness and the rescuers entered the pit, Jumbo the gorilla committed to one final act of heroism, as he was seen leading the group of gorillas away from the scene and into their little ape house on the other end of the exhibit. Wow!
Oh, man. Wow, I know that was scary for, like, as a parent, like, you're horrified at that moment, man. You're rendered hope, like, there's nothing you can really do. Hop in there, you know what I mean? And like, that's the only thing you can do is hop in there. Go get them. You know, that's horrifying.
The incident made headlines worldwide and led to a lifelong relationship between the Merritt family and the Jersey Zoo. 6 years later, in 1992, the Jersey Zoo erected a life-sized bronze statue of Jumbo the gorilla in his honor. And guess who was there to cut the ribbon for the unveiling? Yup, Levon Merritt himself. Well, that's all.
That was dope, man. That was dope. See, it's not always all bad with animals, man, except that dog who had to go. He had to go, man. I'm sorry to be so forward about it, but he had to go after he did that kid like that, fam. I'm sorry, especially if I was that parent. Either you gonna put him down or somebody gonna put him down, fam. But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all thought of this video, man. And stick around and stay tuned. It's your boy L to the next reaction. I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.